Look at the picture on the top left corner. Imagine the community. What can you think of? Possibly a community with a lot of people below poverty level, a lot of unemployment rate, low income, and people with maybe without access to basic health care. Basically a community where most of the people do not have the resources to survive any outside impact. A combination of such factors is known as social vulnerability to any threat or hazard. Now, what if an outside threat, flood, happens to that community? What could be the consequences? Possibly the level of damage will be higher. It is also possible that people will take longer to recover from their losses, as most of them do not have any significant resources like a secure job or a savings. Some of them might not even survive the impact. Now, there is a theory. Oftentimes, these socially vulnerable people are forced to live in areas that are dangerous. For example, areas that have a high chance to get flooded. It seems that we are putting those people in those areas as they do not have any social or political backup to counter against such decisions. My research, which is a geographic one, aims to find out where within the United States such areas of highly socially vulnerable people and flood-prone area coincides. First, using census data, I tried to find out which communities have such conditions of low income, poverty, unemployment rate, lack of education, basically communities that are socially vulnerable. Then, using a flood model, I test which of the socially vulnerable areas are located within a flood risk zone. Like the map you see, the red areas show where within the United States socially vulnerable people coincide with flood zones. Examples include lower Mississippi and some part of southeast coastal regions. I also try to find out what makes those areas vulnerable, socially vulnerable. What happens if population increases in the near future? What happens if climate change increases the number of flood incidents? Now, how we can use this information? Think about some authorities who are in charge to distribute resources so that communities are better prepared for future flood events. Now, how would they decide which community to give money, which county, which state? Information presented here can be very useful as they can visually see where within the United States people need most assistance. Also, which of those communities or areas are located in areas that have a high chance to get flooded. In this way, there will be an effective distribution of resources and future flood loss and impact can be minimized. Thank you.